Hey folks, Alex here, 95 to Freedom. On this channel, I document my journey investing high yield dividends, utilizing Robinhood brokerage account, having all my income go into this brokerage account, and then paying all my bills and living out of my brokerage account. If this kind of content interests you, make sure you hit that subscribe button. All right, today's video is going to be epic because I'm going to give you an opportunity of a lifetime, okay? And that is, if you want to become wealthy, this is all you have to do. You subscribe to this channel, you wait for me to buy into a new fund, okay? And you wait about a day or two, and then you short whatever position I entered, okay? So for those folks who've seen my previous video, I think you're probably chuckling at this point. But Wpay was, this new fund that I got into on Monday. It was great. I was up like $3,000. And then yesterday and today, we just entered a complete bloodbath. All right, so this is what I mean. If you want to become rich, just do the opposite of what I'm doing, okay? All right, so we'll shift gears a little bit, make it serious. But today, folks, complete bloodbath in the market, okay? My poor Wpay, folks. Poor Wpay. Pre-market down. We open up the market. We were down, folks, almost 5% today on Wpay. It slowly crawled back up in the after hours a little bit. So we ended the day at negative 3.12%, and after hours we've gained about a third of a percent back. But today, my account on Wpay position went down by almost $5,000. Total, it went down by almost $7,000. At one point, it was almost $10,000 when we were down here. The volatility was just bananas. Okay, so do I have any regrets getting into Wpay? Well, I think it's a little early, and I'm not panicking. Okay, I made my last video yesterday. I said we have to track the underliers. Okay, so I made this Wpay tracker where I took every single stock that again, Wpay is a fund of funds, so all the weekly payers are tracking these stocks, right? So we got Nvidia today was down, Broadcom, Avgo down, Microsoft was up, Coinbase, folks, we took a 6% hit on Coinbase today. Palantir almost a 4% hit. Let's see, Tesla 4.6% hit. Strategy 7% hit. AMD 3.6% hit. Netflix 9.7% hit. And Robinhood 5% hit. And Apple 1.6% hit. Somehow, I feel like this stock should actually be even lower. I don't even know how it's still this high up, but it's not as diversified as well as the S&P 500, okay, as the Nasdaq, and that's something that, plus it's 1.2 times leverage. All right, look at Maggie. Maggie is one of my favorite funds. Okay, I trimmed it down because I wanted to get more into Wpay. Maggie was down, let's see, 1.2% today. All right, so not as bad as Wpay. But obviously Maggie doesn't pay as much either. And this is where greed and fear comes in. So I got greedy. I got into this. Obviously, I don't have a crystal ball. But like I said, not financial advice, but just do the opposite of what I do. It might actually work out for you guys. All right, so so that was pretty bad. We'll take a look at ULTY. I got out of ULTY, folks. If you haven't seen my previous video, I said ULTY will go under $5. It did. Obviously, ULTY fared better than Wpay today. It's a little bit, I think, spread out between more companies. But year to date, folks, you can see the trend. Okay, absolutely unable to hold this threshold. And really, that was my hope. Pretty much all this summer, I was hoping that ULTY could remain a flat, this magic flat position. which it did not. Okay, we just continued to go down. I think at some point it might do a reverse split and then it'll just go down to oblivion. Um, so yeah, that was pretty bad. Now, we'll take a look at some of the other positions today, how my portfolio is doing. Let's see, we were down on XTT, QDT, we're down, EGGY, we were down. I have a position in HOW, which that is down. Blocks, folks. Again, I'm not blaming people who told me to get into blocks. It's just the volatility of the market. But 6% down today. I'm glad I trimmed this position down. I only have 25 shares of this thing. But yeah, 6% is pretty crazy. All right. And then let's see. I think gold. Yeah, gold did a little bit of pullback last couple of days, and today I think it went green a little bit. So not too bad there. Now, Tesla, right? So earnings were on Tesla today. Earnings were a miss. Looks like the stock was not affected too much, I guess. I don't know. I really didn't even look at Tesla stock. That's the thing with earnings, like you never know. Okay, so overnight, yeah, 3.63% sell off. Not good for Tesla. Okay, US hits 38 trillion in debt in rapid acceleration. Well, that's great. Let's see, gold. Yeah, gold was up 1%. The volatility index were up 4% again. And let's see here. Yeah, so still this whole deal with China is still up in the air. So no, nothing's being solidified at this point. I think there's a scheduled meeting next week. I believe the president's going into East Asia, doing a tour around Japan and South Korea. I believe Malaysia as well. So I believe he's meeting President Xi in South Korea. So we'll see what happens out of that. I really want to have like all these tariffs and everything settled before we enter the holiday season. Obviously people are going to be shopping for their holiday stuff, Christmas, whatever, and it's this year's just been crazy. It's flip flop. But yeah, so back to my portfolio, folks. Huge hit today. Overall, down 3.34%, almost $6,000. Like I said, at the lowest point, we were down $9,000 today, which was quite a bit. We'll look at my margin. I'd still have a little bit of margin. As you know, I've trimmed it down because I wanted to get into this more risky fund, Wpay. I didn't want to carry a lot of this stuff on margin because it's so volatile. And so my margin is at $53,000 and I have a margin requirement of $65,000 and I have a buffer of additional $106,000. Okay, so I'm in pretty good shape on margin. Wpay at Robinhood is at 30% margin maintenance, so it's a little bit higher than the other positions that I'm holding. And that's just I think any new fund they keep it. I mean, at one point it was 100% when it just came out, so I did not buy into it when it came out. I got into it a couple weeks ago. I had a couple hundred shares, but today we went, I believe, below the inception price on Wpay before it bounced back. This when this fund came out, it was $51.11. So over year to date, we're up only 0.38 cents. So we're still holding. And again, this is very new from September, but it is a fund of funds which have been around much longer. What are my initial thoughts about all of this? I think I shared a lot of those thoughts yesterday. Obviously, a lot of these are tech stocks. A lot of the positions that Wpay is holding, we're going to see some volatility. And hopefully we'll see some of these shoot up 5-6% in the green direction in the near future. So that's what I got going on. Let me know what you guys think about the proposition on the new trading strategy. What do you guys think about that? Would you short whatever I'm buying? So leave a comment below. That's all I got for tonight, folks. I hope everybody has a great evening, and take care, folks. Thank you.